Hello friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. Today's topic is the formation of Kaal Sarp Yoga between 18th June 2025 to 30th June 2025 along with some other yogas. And therefore this makes it an intense Kaal Sarp Yoga, and this can bring lot of sudden changes, lot of sudden world events. So we will look at all of this in this video. Now, really speaking, there is nothing bad about Kaal Sarp Yoga. You can see this yoga being formed in the charts of many great people like Dhirubhai Ambani, Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru. And these people have done well in life. The problem with this yoga is it gives a sudden rise followed by a fall, or a sudden fall after a rise. So it creates lot of sudden upheavals in your life. Now, this yoga is also being formed between 22nd May 2025 to 4th June 2025. But it is not associated with other intense yogas. However, the Kaal Sarp Yoga being formed between 18 June 2025 to 30th June 2025 in the natural zodiac is very intense. Now, what exactly is this Kaal Sarp Yoga? For those who don't know this, when all planets are aligned on one side between the Rahu Ketu axis, it forms a Kaal Sarp Yoga. So you can look at this chart on 18th June 2025. I have taken the place as New Delhi, and we will use the Indian Standard Time here. So now you can see here that Rahu and Ketu are at 28 degrees in the sign of Aquarius and Leo respectively. You can see the blue line in the left hand side chart. And all other planets are on one side of the Rahu Ketu axis. Even Mars is at 6 degrees in the sign of Leo. So it is actually inside the Rahu Ketu axis. And therefore it forms something called as Kaal Sarp Yoga. Now, if you have this yoga in your chart, many astrologers will tell you that you have Sarpa dosh or Nag dosh in your chart. And they will tell you certain remedies, which is fine. You can do it if you want to, but there is nothing to be scared about this yoga. The only thing is it gives lot of upheavals in life, sudden events in life, sudden rise followed by a fall, or sudden fall after a rise. But for the Kaal Sarp Yoga between 18 June 2025 and 30th June 2025, there are certain other malefic combinations also. Like you can see the Ketu Mars conjunction in the sign of Leo, which forms a Pishach Yoga. You can see Saturn Moon conjunction in the sign of Pisces, that forms Vish Yoga. And Jupiter and Sun are in the sign of Gemini, represented by Ju and Su. So they will be together in the Ardra Nakshatra after 24th June 2025. Saturn aspects the sign of Taurus, which is India's ascendant. And one more malefic thing you can see is that Saturn and Mars are at 6-8 positions from each other. Thus they form a Shadashtak. So there are multiple malefic combinations in this time period between 18 June 2025 to 30th June 2025 along with the Kaal Sarp Yoga. And therefore what it means is the world will see sudden changes, sudden upheavals, sudden events. Now in India's chart, the sign of Leo is the 4th house. The 4th house represents masses, it represents our homeland, it represents our security. And Mars with Ketu can represent terrorist attacks because Ketu is headless soldier. So such negative activities such as terrorism, dacoits, all these kind of negative activities happen when Mars is with Ketu in the 4th house in India's chart. So the Indian public has to be very careful in this time period between 18 June to 30th June 2025. Especially if you live on the western side of India, that is Mumbai, Gujarat, those areas, Maharashtra in particular. So you have to be very careful because this planetary combination can indicate terror attacks, bomb blasts, or similar other malicious activities. On the world front also, since this Kaal Sarp Yoga occurs and along with it there are multiple other negative combinations, sudden events will occur. So the Middle East region can get impacted in this time period. The Bangladesh-India conflict, that can suddenly flare up in this time period. So Bangladesh, China and Pakistan, these can create some problems for India in this time period. Especially the sleeper cells can get activated. There can be terror attacks in this time period. So the government needs to be very careful in this time. If you see the ascendant lord for India, it is Venus. Venus is also placed 12th from itself, and that is not a good sign. So during this time period, certain diseases can also spread on a larger scale, like the COVID virus. That can also increase in scale during this time period. So there is nothing to fear, but we need to be aware that the planetary combinations are such that these events can happen in this time period, that is between 18 June to 30th June 2025. You can expect major problems in Punjab, Haryana, New Delhi and West Bengal in this time period. Now, when does this Kaal Sarp Yoga break? When any planet moves out of the Rahu Ketu axis, it will break. So Moon is the fastest moving planet, and after 30th June 2025, Moon will be out of the Leo zodiac sign, so it will break the Kaal Sarp Yoga. So that is when things will calm down a bit, but till then we could see lot of problems, because on one side we have the Pishach Yoga of Mars Ketu, we have the Vish Yoga of Saturn Moon when the Kaal Sarp Yoga starts. We have Saturn Mars forming a Shadashtak. We have Moon Ketu forming a Shadashtak. Saturn and Ketu also form a Shadashtak. Jupiter Sun will be in Ardra from 24th June. So overall, this time shows major upheavals across the world, and lot of events can happen. Even an earthquake can trigger in the western part of India because of this Ketu Mars conjunction. One more thing you can notice is that Saturn is at 7 degrees. Neptune is also at 7 degrees when the Kaal Sarp Yoga starts. Jupiter is at 7 degrees. And Saturn aspects Uranus, which is at 4 degrees in the sign of Taurus. So this also is not a good thing. So if you see overall, if you look at the zodiac belt during this time period, along with the Kaal Sarp Yoga, there are many other malefic yogas. And therefore, this is not a safe time. So major upheavals will be seen in this time across the world. And in particular for India, India needs to be careful. The sleeper cells can get activated, terror attacks can get activated. Conflicts with neighbors like Bangladesh, China, Pakistan can also get activated in this time period. So friends, I'll conclude this video here. If you liked it, please mark it as liked on YouTube. To contact us, you can write to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe.